So we've looked at Kyoto, now we're going to be doing the KOHONO build herself. I did not even know she had a third costume, which is the maid one. But I still prefer the one that you unlock when you get to LR, so I like this one better. So with KOHONO, she kind of works fairly similar with like Charmy, season 2 Charmy. I was about to say season 3. season 3 Charmy, there we go. With the HP scaling. So of course with her first skill, grants the ally with the lowest HP continuous HP recovery equal to 4% of their max HP. On the second skill, grants all allies a barrier equal to 14% of max HP for 2 turns. Grants all allies increased defense level 2, and then grants all allies increased HP recovery level 2. If you do get her Greymore, then you can dispel 2 debuffs, which is very nice for your whole ally. Then the ultimate, she then heals your whole team equal to 20% of max HP. Grants all allies increase all attack level 2, and then with the combination, HP recovery equal to 20% of max HP to your partner, and on top of that to your partner, they get a all attack level 5 combination buff right there. On her LR +2 and onwards, applies 5% reduced damage taken. If you max her out, then she does get a an increase on her overall HP, so max increase HP by 8%, I think it was. And then the unique passive increased max HP by 10%. So when it comes to building KOHONO, as I've mentioned, if you see my Charmy build video, you can always do the old cheat code way of just maximizing her max HP. So right now my KOHONO is like, I'm trying to get her to heal me for like 60k, which I think I can achieve, but she's just slightly under. She's healing me for like 57k, and then my barrier play I'm getting around about just under 45k. But yeah, this is again just like with how Charmy is, you know, you just kind of bump up her healing, and then she'll be providing a great larger amount of shield and healing. Obviously the main stats is going to be HP is what you're realistically looking after, since you want to kind of cap that out. When it comes to accessories, I don't have any HP scaling, so realistically I've just got defense on. Substats when it comes to accessories as well as gears, you really want to obviously mainly focus on HP, defense after, and then from that point on you can get yourself some crit resistance, endurance and whatnot, damage resistance, I think. Yeah, so I mean you can just go about building up her defense to kind of keep her alive, so that way the consistency of healing and barrier play is there for her. Now if you want to be smart about it, because here's the thing, KOHONO is one of those characters that if you want to, obviously for global, she will be PvP optimal if you would like to. So we'll go through different gear sets and what you guys can run. But I guess what I will do is we'll go straight off with like the PvP build. So for PvP, this is what I mean you could run if you want to. So you're obviously doubling up on the HP, which of course will give you the plus 7%. So obviously giving yourself that higher stat on the HP, so making sure you've got some boost going on. And then of course, you know, defense, keeping her alive as much as possible, making her so that she can absorb a ton of damage. And then speed. She is a healer. Wait, yeah, I was gonna say, do I have speed? I do. Speed. She's a healer. With healers without speed, they are pretty much dead weight. That's from my experience. So obviously PvP, you want to make sure that speed gear is in there. You can also run this for PvE if you want to, of course. So that is also optional. Now what you can also do is you can actually maximize the healing, both being regular and gold set. Now the reason why I'm using 4 regular and 2 gold set is because by doing 4 regular HP sets, I'm getting a plus 10%. If I did 2 regular HP sets, then that will give me plus 2000 on my HP rather than the additional 10% that I can get if I max it out. And so by doing that, I'm running 2 gold sets. From the gold sets alone, I'm getting a plus 7% HP. If I run a 4-piece gold set for HP, then the bonus is that I recover 10% of my HP at the start of each turn. No point in that. That's not helping my team out. So, and of course, it's not exactly helping out my my skills. So yeah, you can do 2 gold sets and then you can max out on the regular HP set. I don't even have anything for regular HP clearly, as you guys can see, but that is also playable if that's something that you do want to run. Then this is an option. So of course you're getting the 7% on the HP bonus, and then of course you've got the 30% on the defense, and then of course you've got that plus 2000. So it's just kind of throwing extra healing in there on the HP side of things. Again, by implementing the substats of, I mean, if you can cap out on doing both heals being percentage and raw stat, then of course that will help her out tremendously. And so applying higher shield, more healing, and on top of that making her tank basically, because she can absorb damage. But yeah, this is another option. So there are options to go about on how you want to build a Kohono, of course, but as I've mentioned, you know, the way you've kind of built your Charmy, that's pretty much how you want to just kind of go about doing Kohono, because again, it's all just HP scaling, that's it. So again, with the talent tree, just keep magic attack, and then I think in all honesty, just keep it with the battle frenzy when it comes to the offensive side of things. And then of course on the defense, is it on the support? I think it is on the support. Am I tripping? Oh no, yeah. So max HP, have that on, and then I would say keep on endurance. Yeah, so that's going to be your best bet. I mean, unless you're going against a boss, then you can get that 45 going on, so that's also an option. But as long as you got your max HP plus 5, that's a-okay. And then, yeah, I would say with how Kohono's kit is working, I've got I do apply HP recovery received, because again, keep in mind her skill does also affect her, so it's just a nice little additional bonus for her to also get from her skills whilst protecting her allies. So yeah, along with that, of course, I do like to have my SP plus 1, so that way I've got more of a chance to get it a lot sooner when it comes to the ultimate. If you want to resort to having the damage resistance, that's also optional, and keep it with, I mean, at that point you can play around to maybe get your ultimate a lot sooner, or have the RNG play for the second skill, but I think it's going to be the swiftness that's going to be the better play. But yeah, I do keep the HP recovery safe, because again, she's also affected from her skill system. Oh, so just before I forget, when it comes to the skills themselves, I completely forget that they also get told over here. But obviously make sure that your barrier is capped out. So obviously on the second skill, you can get yourself an additional 16% on the barrier play to be added onto your overall amount. So rather it being 14%, it will then be of course 30% of max HP for 2 turns. So yeah, make sure you're not sleeping on that. And then after that, you really want to cap out on the recovery side of things for your ultimate, because of course it's the ultimate, sorry, it's the second skill leading into the ultimate, the way you can maximize the great amount of healing that she can apply, of course. And then on the first skill, you can leave that till last, or I mean, to be fair, if you don't even want to work on it, you're more than welcome to not to, if I'm being completely honest. So yeah, as long as you've got the second skill barrier done and then your ultimate done, then you're chilling with Kohono pretty much. And then when it comes to the Greymore itself, let's have a look. Where is she? Boom. Again, I do like the fact that she can dispel 2 debuffs, so that's kind of like a big plus. But when it comes to the Greymore itself, has a 35% chance of restoring 10 to maxing out 20% of all allies, max HP upon being hit by a crit, max 3 times per battle. Not a big fan of the passive, although I do like the dispelling of 2 debuffs, so it's kind of like, god damn it, what do I do? So it does come into the situation that you're in, and whether or not if you need to dispel 2 debuffs. But when it comes to just in general on what I typically use is, as I've said before many times, I use her as I use Charmy, I increase the max HP. So again, you can resort to using Charmy's SR skill page, which is the one that I use for Charmy, as well as Kohono from time to time. Again, unless I need to dispel debuffs, then Kohono does come in clutch in that department, of course. Don't even need HP recovery, although I mean, if you want to apply it, you can do so. I mean, this is nice, but it's again percentage wise that is not in your favor. Well, wait, hold on a minute. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you don't have Kohono's Greymore, you can resort to using this, because it counts as removing 1 debuff from all allies from skill 2, so you get that barrier play going on, and if RNG's in your favor, then you're A-okay. So there you go. If you don't have her Greymore, get Mimosas in there, so you got that dispel, although it's not going to be in your favor. And then of course you can resort to using the Veteran Journal, which again gives you that max 20% HP if you work on it slowly but surely. And then Moonlight Necklace, once again, you know, you've got the defense buff, you've got the increase healing buff right there, not too bad. Crystal Orb of Abyss, I mean, that's not too bad when it comes to HP recovering, although it has a percentage chance, so I'm just going to throw that into the mix, because why not? Breath of the Wind is not too bad either, because it grants you immunity, stats change, sorry, to yourself for 1 turn. So it kind of keeps Kohono protected, as I like to say, so that way you've got that, you know, that guarantee of getting the barrier up, which leads into you healing, right? So that's something that if you want to choose to use, if there is any issues on turn 1, then you can do so. Make sure that Kohono is like a guaranteed barrier up, leading into a crazy amount of healing. So you've got options to play around with, but realistically, just make sure her HP is up, and make sure that you're increasing that HP, so that way you can get more out of the barrier play and then leading into the healing. Because keep in mind, if you apply the barrier, you got to remember you're getting that increased HP recovery. So whilst the barrier is protecting you by a great deal amount, and of course you can stack it up with like Radises and Noelles, and then when she comes around to heal, because you've got that healing buff, it's going to be doing an insane amount of more healing to where it's going to make it more of a tough time for the enemies to beat you, should I say. Whether it be PvP as well as PvE. Keep in mind right now, of course, with global PvP, you know, the barrier meta is a thing, so this kind of stacks up more onto it. So, just so you know. But yeah, that's pretty much KOHONO. That's her build. Good luck to anyone that is going to be summoning for her. But I'll do the same thing to what I did with Julius, as I've mentioned on the Kyoto build. We will go and do PvP showcases on a separate video, and we'll also do PvE showcases on a separate video, so you guys can see the boss experience to whereas it's a PvP experience.